is joining us from Switzerland again this afternoon. He will be helping us look at the game and some other games again on the show today. The last time we heard him was during the Nations Cup. It's good to have you join us again, Coach Adeyemi. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's good to be here and greeting to everyone in the studio.
All right. Let's talk about the friendly yesterday that's against Jordan. And like I was discussing with my colleagues here, I said, what was Chelle trying to do with yesterday's game? Because I watched it and I couldn't get the direction they were going. Maybe it was an opportunity to give some players, contested players, an opportunity to at least see them in action, the national team. But aside that, what, as a coach, what do you think the man was trying to do?
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here once again. We talk about Jordan. I see many Nigerian ex-footballers, coaches, journalists, and fans in the social media castigating the way we play against Jordan. Don't forget, this Jordan is not a pushover. This is not the first time we are playing Jordan. We have not won. We did not win them in 2014 after we won the AFCON in South Africa. We should not forget that we have a very fantastic team, even team that is more better than this team that is this current team under the late Stephen Keshi. So when you talk about this game against Jordan, you can see that Jordan is not a pushover. They have a good team. They have the technicality. They are more compact team. They play with 5-3-2, and that is a defensive-minded game. They wait for the transition time for them to go on the counter attack. So you can see also the first goal they scored was a very good goal, very good plan. They have a very good plan with the set piece. The free kick was good taken, and they take the first lead. But don't forget what affected that by the balance of that team yesterday. We have a lot of new players that is important to put to give them playing time. If the coach want to be selfish, if he's looking for self-glory alone, I think it will not start those players. So first of all, get the needed results the way he did against Iran. Then when after leading 2-0, he brought some of those players in. And those players that he brought in from onset yesterday against Jordan, most of them did not justify the reason they are there. The only player that stand out of those players is Emmanuel Fernandez. And you can see how good quality the guy has. He's a very tall guy, ball playing defender. His confidence on the ball. All his passes was accurate. Even put the ball at the back of the net in the needed time.
Yeah, I think I agree. That was but the only bright spot for me too. I think I agree with you, Coach. Hello, Coach.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Yeah. Of course, looking at now going forward, let's look at also my colleague. Also, I also have issue with the fact that a big senior player like Alex Wobi should have just unnecessarily attracted a red card. Though it's a friendly game, but you have to show leadership.
Yes, you are very, very correct. Sometimes, football is emotional sport. Sometimes you lose your patience. I think what he did there, I think he loses his patience. He was frustrated because the game was 2-2. He was trying to take advantage of the counter attack, and the guy was clever enough to take the red card to pull him back. But the reaction from Iwobi, to be honest with you, as a coach, is unprofessional. It's a direct red card, no discussion about that. But I know that after the red card, Iwobi himself will sit down and also have a rethink and say, why did I do that? Because Iwobi is not a player that loses concentration like that when it comes to the sport or the game of football.
All right. Okay. Now, I know that after this game, we will be, the next will be Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Now that, what do you think going forward? Yes, Musina is not in the team. That there are other players that couldn't make it. Bassi also pulled out. Yes, and going forward, who would you want the players? Who would you want the manager to call at least to use again? Give opportunity to some players that you feel could have something to this team going forward.
Yeah, let's say it's called a spade a spade. The African, especially Nigeria, we are still living, and some other countries in the part of other in the European countries, they are still living in past glory. Football is not a manual, and if you want to talk about the manual, you have to do the practicalization in the field of play. You have to practicalize it in the field of play. That's why I always say football is not a rocket science. Football is more scientific. So when you plan, when you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. When you fail to develop your game, your sports and with the right structure, because every football has its own structure, and it also have its own smooth transition system, which is the development system. When you don't have a good the development system from the junior cadre to the senior cadre, it's going to affect your growing as a nation or as a football country or as a club. That is what happened to Italy. The same thing happened to us now in Nigeria. Our developmental system is not good. Our youth football is the fundamental foundation is not solid enough. So there is no transition. That's why you see this coach now. I love his mindset. I love his project. He's trying to look for young players all over the world. Even he said he was going to go to Nigeria as a soil, to go to the 36 states, to go and look for players that can suit to his philosophy, to his project. So now, if you don't do this now, it's going to affect us again 2030, the day of 2030 World Cup. Now, talk about the Nations Cup. Now it is the time for us that we're supposed to have a transition from the junior cadre, maybe one player, two player, to join the senior team, so that we can be able every year, it's mere distance. We have to have 2 player or 3 player that is transiting from the junior cadre to the senior cadre. But in our own case, there is nothing like that. All of our players is of age. If we don't do well in this AFCON, or if some of them have like the Osimhen you mentioned, if Osimhen is injured, then the team is going to be down. So who is going to replace Osimhen? Even when the Basi is not there, our defense line yesterday, you can see the shambolic in the defense line. Apart from Ferdinand, the Emmanuel Fernandez, the guy that appeared with him was not. He's a good player, but you cannot put. It's not in the same category with that Emmanuel Fernandez. So I will tell you the truth. At the moment, we must tell us the truth. We have a lot of problem in our national team, unless we can be able to try to change the system, the way we build our youth football.
All right, let's go to Ghana now, are coachless. The Ghana national team that is going to the World Cup is coachless now. They fired Atoado, and now they pencil their speculation whether it's Persia Pierre or they just, there's this man, what's his name now? This man that won it for Zambia. Averena too, and all that. But what do you think is the issue with that Ghanaian squad?
You see, before the match against Iran, I was in a sports station when I was having an interview there. They asked me about the same question that don't you think that Eric Chelle is supposed to give all the players the playing time? He should not play the old players. I said football is about hire and sack. So when they hire you today, if you're not giving results, they're going to sack you. If you look at the Ghana national team coach, he tried to play some new players. He tried to build a new team around the old players to see if he can be able to take some of them to the World Cup. But at the end of the day, now it backfired. Now what's ending? Now they have to sack him. Now looking further to that new coach they are looking for. That coach is a fantastic coach, but I don't think that coach will want to take that offer, because where he is now in Saudi Arabia, I think he's doing a fantastic job there. For him to leave that job to come to Ghana, it will be very difficult.
Unfortunately, I think Averena has been sacked too. In Saudi Arabia, they lost to Egypt in one of their friendlies. They're also not doing well. And you wonder, now that means he's open, but we don't know. People feel he will be open to the job. He will want to go to the World Cup. But do you think that he can do a good job with this team, even if he eventually becomes the manager of the Africa Cup of Ghanaian nationals?
Players, in most cases, coaches are good as according to the player you have in your locker room. The Ghana team is a very good team. You know, when every coach comes, they have a different philosophy. They have a lot of different tactical and technical way they want to play. And this coach is a well-known coach that he understands the terrain in Africa football. So at 100%, if he comes, he's going to do a fantastic job for Ghana. But the thing is this: can Ghana be able to pay him? Because I remember before Eric Chelle, he wanted to come to the Nigerian national team, but Nigeria said they cannot pay him that. The amount is demanding for him was demanding almost $200,000 per month, and they said they could not pay him. If Ghana can be able to pay him what he wants, since now he's clubless, I think the man will take the offer because every coach wants to go to the biggest stage of football, which is the World Cup. And before I drop on this comment, we have to be honest to ourselves. It is time for us now to give Chelle, sorry to say this, is flower because the guy is still unbeaten for the last 20 match or 21 matches now. He has not lost any match in open game. So I never see any Nigerian coach or foreign coach that have done to what he have done when they come to Nigerian national team job. I think this guy deserves this contract he's asking for. I just pray that our NFF and everyone that is in the charge of our football, even the father of the nation, they can look into this direction and have a word with him in negotiation and let him continue his job because the players are used to him, they like him. Even now, some of the fans of Nigeria now, they back him up now. They love the way he's handling the players and the way he's bringing results in the field of play. Although he may not be playing the entertaining football they wanted, but he promised us that he will see attacking football and goal flowing football. And since when he has come, he has not played goalless draw. We have always seen that he have scored in every match he has played.
All right, let's look at the card. Before I let you go on the show this afternoon, let's talk about DR Congo. That's the team that denied Nigeria the opportunity of going to the World Cup. Now they have qualified by beating the Reggae Boys of Jamaica in the playoff final. Yeah, the Intercontinental Playoff Final. They have picked that ticket, and we must give it to the staying power of Sebastian de Sabre, the man who has been with them for some years. It took time. Yeah, he was appointed in 2022. That's about 4 years ago. He built this team, and now they are going to the World Cup. What do you think? This team looks solid. I think you told me something about this team that I remember this DR Congo. I remember when we met them, when Nigeria met them at the playoff in Africa, the CAF playoff, how compact this team is. And you told me that this is a team that is together. They play, they defend together, they play. And it showed at AFCON, even though Algeria, that was that goal from that tricky goal from nowhere. It could throw you off and they could throw any team off. And now we have seen them qualify for the World Cup. Do you think they can go beyond the group stage, or what do you think they will do?
To be honest with you, thank you for bringing me back to memory. Before now, I was in your studio here and also in some other sports stations, radio station and TV station. I said before the match against DR Congo, I said when Eric Chelle came, I said Nigeria is going to qualify for the World Cup as the number 2. They're going to go for playoff in the continent, African continent playoff. And to God be the glory, when Eric Chelle came, I supported him from onset up to the stage of when Cameroon want to play DR Congo. I come on here with you here. I said this team is going to be a very difficult team. I said I would prefer to play Cameroon instead of playing DR Congo. Say because DR Congo, they are technical good, tactical good. If their technicality is better than Nigerian technicality, they are aggressive with the ball, we tap the ball, they fight for one another. In our own case, we play more of the ball, but without the ball, there's a lot of work to do for the Nigeria Super Eagles team. That's what I saw against Iran, also against Jordan. When we lose the ball, there's always a space for opponent to operate. But with the DR Congo, you see them, they try to close every space when they lose the ball to be compact enough so that you cannot be able to penetrate the dangerous zone. Like what you said in AFCON, the goal they concede, anybody can concede it. That's I think from corner kick, if I'm not mistaken, or free kick. And they scored the only goal that make them to lose in that AFCON. But to come to your question, DR Congo, I'm not surprised because I was in a stadium in the studio there 2 days ago or 4 days ago before Nigeria played Iran. I said DR Congo is going to be Jamaica. I said Jamaica is a very good team. They have what they call we say it aggressivität in Dutch. That's the aggressivity or aggressiveness when it comes to football. With the ball, without the ball, they are aggressive. But when you talk about possession football, the Jamaica has less. When it comes to that technical possession football, the correction, they have less of it. So I see the DR Congo has advantage on that aspect because DR Congo has the aggressiveness, they have the compactness, they have the correction, they play for one another, they can take player on one-on-one, and they have more advantage. I say there's going to be Jamaica. So to God be the glory, what I said in that studio 4 days ago came to reality that they won now and they're going to represent the African when it comes to World Cup. Now in World Cup, I believe confidently that this team is going to surprise the world when it comes to the World Cup. I know this is the second time they are going to the World Cup after 1970 or 1974. I don't remember the actual date. But
Yeah, 1974,
yeah, this team is going to be a team that's going to surprise the world because they have all what it takes. They have the players that have the underbuild. They have the we say in Dutch environment, the experience. They played in most of their players play in a very big club. When they come in Europe, they understand what the reason they are there because they fly all the Hondus and they did none of the Hondu that fall them or they fall any Hondu they fall. They clamp all the Hondu. They play against one of the biggest team in the continent for Africa and they get to that stage where they get to it because beating Cameroon, beating Nigeria, two giants of Africa, it speak a volume. I think going to the qualifying for the World Cup, I think they are where they deserve it on the field, not behind closed door, and they are going to surprise the world when they come to the World Cup.
All right, thank you, Coach Daly, for talking to us all the way from Switzerland. We want to wish you all the best. I know that it's Switzerland that will be your team going to the World Cup because they already qualified.
Definitely, that's one of those things that, as I said, that when you lack the football structure, the development system, it's going to affect you. Here in Switzerland, that's where I went back to a course on last week, Friday and Saturday, to go and to try and do my refresher course. Because right now I have the youth coach training certificate. I also have the C+, the UEFA diploma. I also have the B UEFA diploma, and I also have the tactical and technical certificate, which is of the private sector. So in Switzerland, there is a land of opportunity. Their way of development of football, coaches and footballers, I think is one of the best when it comes to in the world. No wonder we have FIFA here in the soil of Switzerland. I want to appreciate.
All the best.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate you for bringing me here. Thank you for bringing me here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a nice day.